What's up, everybody? It's Henry with Conley Coaster Designs. I'm coming back at you with a new Dorney Park Project 2024 construction update. Today is not just a construction update. We are talking about teasers. We are talking about new additions at the haunt. We're going to be talking about possible speculation on why Dorney Park is getting the capital investment it is, and why this capital investment might be bigger than you think it is. So, we're going to jump right into it, and I know the little juicy bit that everybody wants is the two teasers that I've dropped, and I'm going to make you wait till the end of the video for those. But first, we're going to dive into talking about the Dorney Park haunt. We're going to talk about what's changing with the Dorney Park haunt and why we think that is changing. And I want to, again, shout out my buddy Justin for helping me behind the scenes, going through this behind the scenes with me and helping put our heads together and come up with these theories that we have. And I'm also going to apologize in advance. This is probably going to be a longer video than most of my updates, but there's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot of information to absorb, and there's a lot of things changing in Pennsylvania as far as haunts and theme parks go, that could be driving be the driving force behind Dorney Park getting this new capital investment. Dorney Park getting this new haunted attraction, whatever it may be, and possible other changes coming to the park. So, I'm not going to keep dancing around the subject. Hershey Park last year had a somewhat okay haunt that you had to pay an additional price on top of your entrance ticket to get into. It was okay. I didn't go out to it, but by every review out there from people who do this, like, pretty much professionally in reviewing haunts, kind of like Justin, it was okay. It wasn't something to write home about. It wasn't something that you really need to go out of your way for. Well, Hershey Park is currently doing something that I guess I wasn't expecting them to do, and is kind of shocking. And they are now making that haunt rolled into the cost of admission to Hershey Park. Not only that, they're trying to roll out, I believe, 5 haunt zones, or 5 haunted houses and a couple haunt zones, essentially rapidly expanding Hershey Park's haunted attraction. Now, I talked about this in my last video, and I'll talk about it again. Dorney Park held the lock on haunted attractions in Pennsylvania and the Pennsylvania area. They've held it for a long time. You got the most bang for your buck out of a haunted, or taking a trip to the Dorney Park haunt. Reason was, you had, all for the price of one ticket, admission to a water park, admission to a theme park, and admission to, and why'd I say water park? The water park's closed in October, Henry. Anyway, we're going to leave that in the video because you guys need to see how dumb I can be. You got admission to a park, and you got admission to a full-on haunted attraction, which was really well themed. Cedar Fair, they gave Dorney Park the budget for years to build one of the best haunted attractions in the area. Amazing themes, amazing theming, amazing effects, and pretty darn good actors, especially for a haunted attraction in a theme park. Look at Fright Fest. They have decent theming, they have decent concepts behind their haunted attractions, they have decent actors, and they have decent makeup. But Dorney has always been kind of the pinnacle, at the forefront of this. And now we have Hershey Park coming for Dorney's piece of the pie. So I believe Dorney Park is reacting, and they are kind of proactively, at the same time, being proactive and reacting to what Hershey Park is doing. And we had more evidence of this up until they put the second teaser up yesterday and pulled it down and then put it back up today. But I'm still going to roll with this, and I'm still going to say that Dorney Park is being both proactive and reactive to what Hershey Park is doing. Hear me out here. Last year, Hershey Park announced the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's first RMC hybrid. We've never had an RMC hybrid in the state. We've never had an RMC product in the state. Hershey Park comes out the gates with a brand new RMC hybrid, taking over the former Wildcat structure and ride plot of land. Now they announce a brand new haunted attraction, which they are really seem to be sinking money in. And we know Hershey Park, they have deep pockets. This is the Energy Landia of the United States. They seem to just have all the money in the world to throw at roller coasters and throw at record-breaking attractions, or attractions that push the boundaries. And now they seem to want to invest that money deeply into their haunted attraction. Dorney Park is seeing this, and their reaction, and as we all speculate and as we all believe, this will be a B&M dive coaster. They're coming out of the gates swinging, protecting their piece of the pie. They are coming out of the gate saying, we were known for the haunt in Pennsylvania. We were known for the theme park haunt. Ours was the best in the area. Now they're coming out the gates going, you guys had the first RMC, we're going to have the first Bollinger and Mabillard dive coaster in the state of Pennsylvania. Beautiful. They're creating an attraction to the park. They're creating a reason outside their haunt to come to the park. We're seeing it right now, despite the fact that Wildcats Revenge is currently down, because they seem to be being proactive over at Hershey and making sure that the supports and everything is good with the structure. We don't need a Fury 325 accident on a RMC product now. We are now going to see Dorney reacting to this. And Dorney Park is being very smart about this. They are taking an existing haunt structure, and they seem to be making it bigger and better than it's ever been. They are building one beautiful facade across this building, and I'll show it in a minute here. They are, again, coming out the gates swinging with a brand new, first of its kind in the state of Pennsylvania. Something else that I want to say before we start looking at the haunt pictures, we start looking at everything. Dorney Park and Cedar Fair, I'm pretty sure, recognize that Hershey Park is a destination theme park. They are a theme park that you come to spend multiple days at to get the whole Hershey Chocolate World experience. So they are essentially battling a growing, I guess, Halloween Horror Nights, a Universal style, eventually what would be a Universal style haunted attraction in their backyard. And they know that people will drive to it. So they are trying to create a reason why people in Philadelphia, people in Delaware, people in New Jersey, people in New York don't drive past Dorney Park to Hershey Park. They want to create a reason to grab that attention, to bring people straight into Dorney Park and essentially say, you don't need to go to Hershey. We got it all here. And sure, they don't have an RMC hybrid, but they have a solid coaster lineup. They have beautiful landscaping, they have a beautiful park environment, and they have very unique rides, as I've mentioned in multiple videos. So Hershey Park is going to capitalize on, Dorney Park is going to capitalize on this market with what they do best. So, moving into the haunt structure. Let's talk about what's changed, and let's talk about what we're seeing here. Again, this is a steel mill theme. There's no doubt about it. If you haven't watched the teasers, again, I have the teasers in this video. There's no doubt that this is about a steel mill. When Justin and I initially started kind of putting our heads together on what it could be about, there was like some talks of, could it be railroad theme? Could it be steel mill theme? We pretty much had came down and said, yes, this is going to be a steel mill theme. It's a steel mill theme, and it's looking great. We've already been able to determine where this the picture, or the first teaser was filmed and the second teaser were filmed. It's the Ruins at Bethlehem Steelworks. The Ruins is a portion of the campus that's, as it sounds, pretty run down. It's the Ruins. And this structure that they're building in the park is pulling, I guess, inspiration from those structures, which will explain why we're seeing the cutaway pieces of lumber and the broken parts of it. I believe that they are trying to emanate the ruins within the park. So, again, last week I highlighted how on the capstones, the keystones, there was that TM that was on there, and I was really trying to figure out what that TM is. I mean, the most we could come down to was the mill. I highly doubt that is the name for this. That just sounds very run-of-the-mill. But they've now highlighted and accented that TM even more by putting it in the very top of this facade, right in your face. And I'm still perplexed. And if you have any idea of what that could be, please leave a comment, because anybody that has any sort of inkling on this, I'm more than willing to hear this, because I really am trying to get down to the bottom of it. Hell, my fiance and I were just researching ghost stories around Bethlehem Steel and other steel mills. We can't find anything that makes sense, and the reason we're investigating ghost stories, I'll talk about when we get to teasers. Now, again, that TM, it is very pronounced, and there's no doubt in my mind that the T and the M are going to be a part of the name of this haunt structure. But how will this tie into the roller coaster? We don't have any more kind of hints as to where to go with this. But being that they have said that the haunt structure theme will have something to do with the roller coasters theme, I have a feeling this isn't the only place we're going to see a TM. I have a feeling, and this is just me wildly speculating, that somehow the station buildings and everything for the new roller coaster will be linked to this haunt structure in some way, shape, or form, making their own little rundown ruins steel mill campus. Inside of the haunt structure, or on the outside of the haunt structure, though, we see all these chimneys going up. We see piping. Right now, it's just raw PVC. It's eventually going to look like steel piping that's been really dilapidated. We're starting to see where they're going to have these concrete, like cornerstones, offset up the side of the structure. And inside of the structure, we are seeing steel stacks. At least that's the best guess I have for what these are. We have these large, round, what are meant to look like brick footers. I'm going to guess those are getting put up on the roof in some way. And then you'll have these steel stacks kind of rising out of them. So we'll have a really true steel mill feel to it, but it's going to be that haunted, dilapidated, run-down steel mill that's been abandoned for so long. Where you're going to enter on this ride, good luck. I don't know yet. This walkthrough, I've been looking. I was talking with someone who follows the channel, who came up to me at the park on Monday, which to you, awesome. You're so cool. Thank you for that. That made me kind of feel appreciated for doing this stuff. We can't figure out where the entrance to this haunt's going to be. And honestly, it's probably going to be a few more weeks before we even get an idea of what that's going to be. But as you can see here are those round footers, supports, I don't know what the heck to call them, bases for the chimneys. That are being assembled and decorated inside of there, and I'm going to assume are going to be lifted right up out of there and placed up high and probably visible from a good area around the park. This structure you already see when you're walking up towards Possessed. It's a very big structure, and it really stands out, which is really cool to see. Now, there is a random, and I mean random, kind of track piece inside of there. One single rail with a caster on it with this carabiner hooked to it. Is this for helping assemble the haunt structure? Is this for a future animatronic or part of the haunt that's going to be a part of a jump scare? I don't know, but again, that has now appeared. It wasn't there last week, best I could tell. I don't even think the rail was there. I think it was just the truss work that was up there last week. So here we are. We have yet another piece of the back end, the behind-the-scenes inner workings of the haunt making an appearance. And then here's where I'm talking about I feel like this structure is going to look dilapidated. I feel like it's going to look abandoned. And I don't think it's going to look like the more touristy side of Bethlehem Steelworks. I think it's going to be on that darker, more dingy, creepy side of Bethlehem Steelworks, which they really did a great job capturing in the teasers. Again, we'll get to those. And back to the facade. So, right now, steel mill theme. Okay, confirmed. I'm just going to go and hammer that one out right now. Steel mill themed, confirmed. How does this tie into a potential color scheme for Project 2024 for the new roller coaster? Well, we're seeing black, we're seeing grayish silver, we're seeing red. I don't think we're going to see a silver or gray and red roller coaster. We already have a silver and red roller coaster, and it's not too far away from this one. And unless you're going to tell me they're going to repaint Steel Force, I just don't see the park putting another coaster of a similar color scheme to inside of here. What stands out to me is right over here on that building there is a teal blue kind of color. That's brand new paint. That wasn't there. They just added that before they really put the big facade up. I believe that is going to tie into one of the colors on the new roller coaster. It could be the cars, or the train colors. It could be the support colors. It could be the track colors. Hell, it could be the rail colors. I don't know. But I think we're going to see that teal blue color worked into it. Now, I like what one of the people the guy I bumped into at the park said. Maybe they're going to go with like a Nemesis style, like rust, dilapidated track look or dilapidated support look. I think that would be really cool to see. I think it would really tie everything in together. But it's far too early to speculate on colors. It's far too early to begin that because we don't have enough evidence. And as I said, I try to make my videos as factual as possible, and I try to gather as much information as possible. That's why this video is coming out as late as it is today on the 25th, because I had to go through and analyze teaser 2. And as I'm going to talk about when we get there, there's something weird going on in this teaser. So, moving on into talking about Project 2024, what's going on down at the site? Okay. As we know, there are 7 phases to the construction, and each phase has to be completed before the next phase can begin. That's per the construction documents, everything released to the township, and a part of the approval process. So, we have something weird happening at Dorney. We have not a construction fence, we have a construction wall going up. This wall, and I'll show you the photo of me, I believe I put it in this slideshow. This wall is every bit of 8 to 8.5 feet tall. It is a big wall. Now, I wasn't at Dorney for the construction of Hydra, but I've looked through photos from the construction of Hydra. I've looked through photos from the construction of Talon, Stinger, Possessed. I've searched, and I've talked with Justin, and I've talked with other people. There is not a moment in Dorney's history that we can remember or have found construction walls going up around a roller coaster or a project going on in the park. That right there makes me believe that this roller coaster is going to be more than just a roller coaster. It's going to be an extremely themed ride. I am talking about very complex theming elements, more than likely. I am talking about fire effects, more than likely. In fact, in one of the construction documents, you can see where they have a large foundation for a propane tank that is currently not there, existing right now. There is going to be a massive amount of theming for this ride. And I feel like they are doing everything in their power to restrict visuals on that. Which, we love you, Dorney, but selfie sticks exist, and we're probably still going to see it. But they're doing a lot of work to conceal this. And these panels are the ones that I said were, in the last video, were just kind of placed outside of one of the back sheds. And I thought they were for a haunt building. They are not. So here you can see them laying out the panels to go up. And there's the wall. That wall is massive. In fact, there's me standing next to the wall. It is the biggest wall they could have built. And it kind of sucks, because it was a lot of fun to easily be able to look over that. And now I have to be the weirdo at the park with a selfie stick, aiming my camera over that to try and look. But we will do what we have to do to keep bringing updates to you, and keep bringing you ideas of what this ride could be. And as I was talking about, phases of the construction project, the first phase had to do with drainage. It had to do with runoff. It had to do with protecting the environment. And we are seeing that arriving on site. We have pigs. At least that's what we would call them in the fire department. I don't know if those are actually called pigs in the construction world, but we have pigs. In these boxes, I am speculating that it's the, I believe it said Black Hawk filter system in the construction documents. I speculate that those are the filter systems that are going to go in the actual drains. So phase 1 may have begun or is beginning, which means we are stepping closer and closer to actually seeing major construction happening on this ride. One of the things that I saw out there, or I've seen out in the public and in the general public sphere of things, is will Zephyr stay open during this? I believe Zephyr will stay open for a decent chunk of the construction of this ride. I do not think that Zephyr will stay open for the entire construction of this ride. I just don't foresee it being a thing, unless they hold off on any construction that impedes on Zephyr's trackway till after the season is done, and after the park has closed for the season. But I don't think that's going to be the case. If they're trying to keep this thing on track to open on time next year, again, the construction documents say construction should end on March 2024, they're going to need to either reroute Zephyr or close Zephyr. So get your rides in on Zephyr while you can. I have a feeling Zephyr will be sitting idly for a little bit while they construct this ride. But I can tell you by the construction documents, Zephyr will return to the park in 2024, and it looks like Zephyr will follow the exact same pathway it is currently going. Now, I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to jump into the teasers. Now, the first teaser doesn't give you all that much besides the fact that it confirmed to us that it's the steel mills, and it's the steel mill theme. The second teaser is where things get really weird, and we're going to talk about this after that. So here we go. Like I said, not much. You see a cutout in the fence. You see the exterior of one of the buildings at the ruins. Again, check out the Conley Coaster Designs Twitter. You'll see that exact building. Missing window for missing window. It is Bethlehem Steel. It is the ruins. And they at least give us a date. 8/10. And what they said with that video, which I was just thinking about it before this, and I got to pull this up, and I apologize. I'm probably looking very weird on film here. That video was released with a line that said, "Strange things are happening at Dorney Park in 2024. That then leads us to the teaser that was put up yesterday, pulled down, and put back up again today, with another phrase to it. So, teaser 2. It was put up with something that said mysterious things are happening at Dorney Park in 2024. Strange things, mysterious things. And in teaser 2, I saw this before they pulled that video private yesterday, and I was trying to analyze it. There is definitively at least one voice in the background, and I have mixed the audio in every way I can think of. Compressed it, vocally isolated, equalized it, normalized it, you name it. Noise reduction, I can't figure out what it says. I believe I'm hearing a voice that says she talks, and something to the effect of she watches, and I think she pushes. Those are the three things that I was able to pull from it. There's definitely talking going on in the background, but when you equalize this audio correctly too, you hear what I believe, is a male exhaling. This is playing into a possible theme for the haunt and a possible overall theme for the ride. Again, confirmed, Bethlehem Steelworks. Every shot you saw in there is Bethlehem Steelworks. So without a doubt, this ride is going to have the steel mill theme. The thing I want to hone in on: strange things, mysterious things, and then I believe when you click the link, it says things coming to Dorney Park in 2024. They are saying things in plural. I do not believe those things are just this new haunt structure and this new roller coaster. I think things backs up what I was saying about the haunt. I have a feeling this year we are going to see a complete revitalization of Dorney Park's haunt from top to bottom. Every haunt structure completely redone or improved. Every actor, their makeup, their costuming, their acting skills worked on and refined. Dorney Park is taking Hershey Park as a threat, and they should. Because if Hershey Park does it right, they could steal Dorney Park's thunder. But good on Cedar Fair and good on Dorney Park for getting ahead of the curve and getting ahead of this thing and protecting their greatest asset, which is their haunt. I think the things that we will see coming will be both this roller coaster and an entire new haunt. And I look forward to seeing where this heads. One thing I want to point out, going back to Project 2024 and or the haunt. In Teaser 2, there's a moment when the flashlight scans across the building. Now, this could be a stack of white steel. This could be a white propane tank, though I doubt it's both of them, because it just doesn't look right. There appears to be a girl, or a figure in white, that the cameras or the flashlight temporarily glosses across in Teaser 2. You'll see that right there. Again, that could be a stack of steel, it could be a piece of steel, it could be a bigger piece of concrete that fell from the building, it could be a propane tank. I fill 100-pound cylinders almost every day, and they look a little bit like that, but then you go deeper into the teaser. This is after he starts grinding, stops, they do a couple flashes through some scenes around Bethlehem Steel, then they go back into the grinding. And you see this figure appear. And if you go frame by frame on that video, it almost appears as if the figure's moving. It could be how the camera's panning. It could be how the camera itself is moving. It could be how the sparks are distorting the focus of the camera. But it almost appears like that figure is moving, and that figure appears even more human-like in this shot than they do in the other shot. And again, another shot of the figure. It almost looks as if they somewhat move, but it could also be the pan and all that fun stuff. Either way, we are finally getting teasers. And on August 10th, Dorney Park is going to break all of our minds. They are going to blow all of our minds, because this is probably going to be something bigger than any of us are expecting. Be it the GP or the enthusiast community on either side, roller coaster enthusiast or haunt enthusiast. This is going to be a major deal. It's going to be a big investment. It's going to be a big shot at Hershey Park. It's going to be Dorney Park firing back and saying, "We are here. We had the first haunt of this caliber, and you're not stealing our thunder. And if we got to build a new roller coaster in order to ensure it, we're going to do that." So I guarantee you this will be one hell of a ride that's being announced on 8/10. I look forward to it. I know every enthusiast I talk to looks forward to it, and I'm looking forward to producing more videos documenting this. With that being said, I'm almost hitting 30 minutes on this video, which is something I try to avoid. But here we are. We're at 30 minutes. So, with that being said, hopefully I'm going to have one more video, if at the minimum, before the announcement. And I will, of course, have a reaction video to the announcement on the day of the announcement. I promise you that one. I will move mountains if I have to. As I always say, Be kind to each other. Show love to each other. We are a niche community. We are into things that other people find really dumb or really boring. Hell, we keep coaster counts. We count how many rides we've ridden. We count our re-rides. We're a family. We're all friends. And we shouldn't be having any disagreements. If you see me at the park, come say hi to me. I'm usually milling around that construction site, and I'm spending way too much time down there wearing this awesome Deadpool shirt. Come say hi. I'm a nice guy. I don't bite people's heads off. With that, see you on the next one. I'm Henry from Conley Coaster Designs. Stay safe.